Enough?
Yeah, oh, that's great. Thank you.
All right. You guys need the AC on? Let me know.
Okay, I think Tommy said it was on for us. Yeah, okay, and we can close the door.
Yeah.
Get started. Thank you. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think, he told this man that the original call.
He went down there first in the flesh.
Yeah. And,
Good, quiet.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, everyone, it's 7:04. We're already getting started a little late. I'm calling the meeting to order. We're starting with a roll call vote. Bob Scott,
Yes.
John,
Here.
Alex,
Here.
Andy,
Here.
Bettina,
Here.
Danielle,
Here.
yay, Alita,
Here.
Jennifer, Kristen,
Here.
Richard.
Here.
And I know that Laura's had car trouble and she will be late. Okay. Chair's welcome. Before I ask about the agenda, I just want to make a couple of quick announcements because a lot of stuff is going on that people have asked about. First, we have an election. You have till 8 o'clock to vote, and then Kristen and Jennifer will tally up the votes. Yeah.
You guys want to vote?
Second, the Mid-City Community Plan update. I talked with Alex Frost today. The existing conditions report will be out this week, and he will be presenting it at the working group meeting on June 26th. I don't have a time or a location yet, and I'll send that out. I think people should try and attend the working group meetings. They're open to the public. Okay. Sorry, folks, I'm multitasking here. Okay. If you're one of 3 people in this area who don't know, there's a proposed In-N-Out burger going in the 6400 block of El Cajon Boulevard. That is in our area. I did talk with the city project manager and the developer, and he does plan on coming here in about 2 months after it's through the initial review.
Good to ask for the cycles letter.
Yes, exactly. That's what I said.
Do we get a say in it?
We can recommend it or not, make some changes. And that's it for that. So I'm going to move on now to the agenda. Does anyone have any changes to the agenda for tonight? Okay. No changes. The agenda is adopted as is without objection. And we'll move on now to communication from the public on non-agenda items. And I'm going to start first with our online guests.
Lynn, how long do they have?
3 minutes.
Okay.
Kathleen Lippett, you're up.
Hi,
Hi.
Madam Chair,
good evening.
Oh, could you wait? I'm sorry, just one moment.
who's our secretary tonight?
And me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Kathleen. Go ahead.
That's okay. Good evening, Chair and Planning Group members. My name is Kathleen Lippett. I'm a public health promotion advocate and practitioner. And among myself and my colleagues, we work to prevent the initiation, use, and abuse of harmful drugs for our youth. Today, the City Council was focused on the mayor's budget and some of the changes. And we recognize the importance of priorities that are expressed by community members. And so it was reassuring that the top 2 priorities identified by the council were youth care and development program, followed by the flood victim recovery. And though they should be priorities, the IBA, the Independent Budget Analyst, identified the Cannabis Social Equity and Economic Development Program as one that were to be cut, that they could save 3 full-time employees and nearly $500,000. That's even despite the fact that they would be returning nearly $1 million in state grant money. But there are other factors that should be identified that were not reflected in the IBA's budget analysis. the city does appreciate that state funding is never guaranteed over time, and grant money can easily become unfunded mandates for local governments in the future. The city has already spent an inordinate amount of money to create and codify a marijuana permitting program. And there are so many other high priorities that it does seem to not make a lot of sense to put it towards a for-profit program that would undermine youth capacity and make it more difficult, despite their adding money into youth programs. Really, the city needs to set a standard, a community standard for not normalizing drug use. So the harms to our youth are the reasons that drive us to provide the data and research that shows the unintended consequences of these kinds of policies, the mental health problems, workplace safety, freedom to breathe air that is not polluted by secondhand tobacco or marijuana smoke. So anyway, we don't know what's going to happen. It will go back to the mayor, and he does have a line item veto, and he could veto it, but it was his suggestion that that program be cut to begin with. So anyway, thank you for letting me share.
Thank
That's
you.
all I want to say.
Thank you, Kathleen. Time's up.
You're welcome.
Anyone else online? Anyone here in person with a non-agenda public comment? Can I get your name, sir?
Chris Collins.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
Yep. Good.
I moved here last year and I'm a big fan of grassroots and community-based democracy. So the Green Party appealed to me. One of their core values is grassroots democracy. So I enrolled and registered with them. And then I soon after found out that our mayor has introduced the city council policy to change the composition of community planning groups. And I didn't know about the community planning group, so I found out about my community planning group. I found out about the city council policy and change that was just happening. I encouraged the San Diego County Green Party to come out with a plank in favor of community planning groups, and they did recently. It was submitted to the city council prior to their vote a few weeks ago. And I sent it to the best of my ability to the chair, and maybe it can be disseminated to this community planning group. And I just hope that going forward, the San Diego County Green Party and the community can work to enhance the grassroots democracy and a balance between city council decisions and interests that are coming up from the neighborhood community.
Thank you very much, Chris. Renee?
Hi, everybody. So we're putting on a meet and greet. We're with the Redwood Village Neighborhood Watch. We put something together and we're having a meet and greet on June 30th. And it's from 9 to 11 in the morning. We're gonna have coffee and bagels and maybe some pastries, that type of thing. And we would love it if you wanted to just stop by and say hi. We're trying to get organized, so we would love to meet anybody that's in the neighborhood and hope y'all can come. We're not exactly sure can you tell them where it is?
We'll be on 58 in between University and Dandridge Lane.
We haven't heard from the square, University Square, completely to get their permission to have it at the square, but that's where we were hoping to, and we're waiting to hear from them. But even if they don't say yes, then we're going to have it where Danny.
Right next door.
Yeah, right next door where Danny just said. So anyway, if you guys can stop by, say hi, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thanks, Renee. Any other non-agenda comments tonight in person? Okay, we're going to move on to our community reports. And first up is Tony Durand, representing State Senator Tony Atkins' office. Hey, Tony, nice to see you.
Hello, good evening. I've missed you all. I've had some events these last couple of months. but wanted to give you quick updates. We did just celebrate Pride Month in the Capitol, and 3 of the 16 honorees, folks that were honored by the Assembly and the State Senate. 3 of those honorees were from San Diego, so that was always fun to see. Our nonprofit of the year is Outdoor Outreach. They provide opportunities for youth ages 9 to 24 from communities that have been historically impacted by social inequities to take part in adventure-based outdoor experiences and mentorship. So a lot of youth, even though we're here on the coast, a lot of youth in San Diego have never been to the ocean. So this is a great opportunity for them to learn how to surf, go kayaking, biking, and climbing. So we have a few of the senator's bills that have moved from the Senate over to the Assembly. Excuse me, SB 1213, which would expand access to breast and cervical cancer screenings and treatment. SB 1342, which would streamline 2 energy and water projects in the San Diego region. SB 1428, which would prevent gaps in health insurance coverage by allowing individuals with qualifying life events to sign up for a new health insurance plan, either 60 days before or 60 days after that event. And currently, the legislature is looking at the budget. There was a revision of the budget in May. They have until Friday to approve that budget and send it over to the governor. The governor has until the end of the month to sign it because our fiscal year starts July 1st. So unfortunately, we are facing about a $38 billion deficit. So the Senate and the Assembly have been working together with the governor to try to do some one-time cuts to get us all back on track. And that is all I have for you tonight. As always, if you have any state-related issues or questions, please reach out and I will help you as best as I can or get you directed to someone or an organization that can assist. And I will put my email and our phone number in the chat. And I hope you have a lovely evening and good luck and congrats to anybody that's newly elected or re-elected tonight.
Thanks very much, Tony. The chat is turned off.
Well, you all know how to reach me. You know where
I'll send it out, yeah. In fact, it's actually on our agenda, how to reach
Yeah.
people on the last sheet. Okay, thanks very much. Any questions for Tony? All right, we're going to move on. Roberto Marin is up next. Roberto represents Councilmember Sean Elo Rivera's office for District 9. Hi, Roberto.
Hi, Lynn. How are you? How's everyone? Hopefully everyone's doing well. It's been a long day throughout the office, so apologies. Could not make it tonight. First and foremost, the budget was passed about an hour-ish ago, maybe a little less. Did have some big wins from our office and Council President Elo Rivera. One of them being getting $3.1 million to flood victims. We understand that the county has stepped up. We understand that the state and the federal level has stepped up, and we understand that it's now time for the city to step in and put their money where their mouth is in terms of helping these folks out. So we're really, excited and blessed that this went through. As you know, the floods affected Rolando Park, a portion in Eastern area, Village Green residents, approximately 59 households were impacted, and they're also moving back by the end of the week, and also the beginning of next week. So we're happy about that, and we keep on supporting and making sure that they have the love and support from the city as well. So that's one of the main highlights that we have. We also have the Housing Instability and Prevention Program that also was refunded this year. We also have No Shots Fired. We also have rec center funding as well included in the budget. So these are some big wins. And lastly, obviously, the Climate Equity Fund was also restored, which is something that we've been fighting for since this budget cycle began. So we're really happy with the result, and we definitely will be sharing more specific information as the days go on, and definitely when we get more accurate analysis. In terms of Rolando Park, we did have an incident over the weekend. Lynn mentioned to me there was a fire in Xena Canyon. We were alerted. The council president has been informed, and he will actually be making some phone calls to some of the local superintendents or the superintendent of San Diego Unified to make sure that we not only clear the brush, but that we try to be proactive in terms of getting unsheltered folks out of that area. It's been a problem for many years, and we quite frankly can't keep going through this cynical cycle. So we're definitely going to be working with the superintendent and some of the board trustees with San Diego Unified School District. Another update that we have in our office is, I don't know if you know, but Marianne Osman, who is our Deputy Chief of Staff, will no longer be in her role. She will be going somewhere else, and we are excited for her opportunities. We actually have a new Community Empowerment Director. Their name is Benjamin Mendoza, and we're excited for them to continue in that role. And lastly, I have also been promoted to intern manager for our office as well. So a little bit of movement, but nothing major should be happening in terms of besides that. So feel free to reach out to myself still, and I definitely will get you Ben's information once that becomes available. The council president also is looking to do more community walks. This includes Eastern area. He really wants to walk the community and really get to know the community a little more. And I only say that because he hasn't been doing that in a while. So we're going to be spearheading a couple community walks, whether it's in Rolando Park, Rolando Village, El Cerrito. If you have any streets, if you have you know, any segments of your community that the council president, you would like the council president to walk, please let me know. We're trying to schedule those starting in August. So I highly recommend you reaching out to me if you have some interest in that. And lastly, we are also still working with the University Avenue Trees Project. I don't know if it made it into the budget, but what I do know is we are working with the mayor's office, with Lucero, with the transportation department and the city arborist, Brian Wilder. We have identified some vacant areas on University Avenue. And we will also be looking at other areas with whether it's in the medians or on the sidewalk. So there is some positive news. It is a good step in the right direction. I will be honest, and you know, if people know me, I don't like to lie. I'm straight up. 160 trees as proposed is something that they don't see likely. But something that we did mention to them as an office was if we can get as many as we can within this scope of project, that'd be great. And one of the reasons why there's been kind of a back and forth is because those funds in SANDAG, if we were to delay the project, they would expire. Therefore, the project wouldn't even exist. The council president actually had to fight in SANDAG to get more funding for these projects because they actually were over budget. So there's a lot to unpack there, but that's one of the primary reasons why there's kind of, we can't wait. But we're also making sure that we can try to still salvage this process and get some trees in the medians because we understand how important it is for the community. So that's it on my end. So I'm happy to take questions from our office.
Any questions for Roberto? Danielle?
Roberto, this is Danielle. Could you tell us when office hours are going to start back up again, please?
I don't have a time date. I don't know if they're going to resume anytime soon just because the council president has a newborn and we want to be mindful of his time, but we have suggested to him to start that. I don't have an update in terms of that, but once I do, I will definitely let you know.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone else? John?
Roberto, with your moving into the interim office manager's position, is that becomes permanent? Does that mean somebody else took your place?
No, I
In-
was,
In-
I was clear that I didn't want to.
Interim.
Yeah, I was very clear that I didn't want to get the boot from Eastern area. So you're stuck with me.
Congrats.
All right, thank you. Roberto, I just wanted to make one correction too on that fire. The fire on Friday was not in Xena Canyon. It was actually on the school campus at the
Thank you
old
for-
Head Start location. It was vacant. It destroyed the playground. But it was indeed set by homeless from Xena Canyon. And that's the second fire we've had in 2 months. So anyway,
Thank you.
thanks, Roberto.
No worries.
Lucero Maganda from the mayor's office. Hi, Lucero. Nice to see you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you can all hear and see me. Apologies for not being in person. As Roberto mentioned, it's been a long day, long couple of weeks, but just wanted to make sure that I share some updates from our office with you all. First and foremost, wanted to kick off by sharing that last week, Mayor Gloria did swear in our new Chief of Police, Scott Wall, who is now moving forward our new Chief of Police. So it was very exciting following the retirement of Chief Nislight. I also, as mentioned, the budget was just approved earlier today. I will be, in addition to my report that I give verbally, I will also send a follow-up email to Lynn with more highlights from the budget, given that it is a lot of really good community wins. I want to make sure that all that information is shared out. If you have any follow-up question to any specific items from the budget or need additional clarification, you can feel free to email me back. As noted, it will be shared in written format. I also wanted to share that earlier this week, I don't know if you all got a chance to tune into the news, but we did have our Mayor for a Day contest winner, Uma, shadowing Mayor Gloria. This is one of my favorite events that we get to do in the mayor's office. As I shared, we do open it up to all San Diego schools, K through 12, and highly encourage participation. It is such a great opportunity. Uma got to shadow mayor and kind of see behind the scenes what it's like to be the mayor for a day. And in addition to that, some of the runner-uppers that didn't quite get selected also got the opportunity to shadow some of their some of the departments in which they expressed interest. I myself got assigned to one of the runner-uppers, and we went to the Miramar landfill. Milo was one of our runner-uppers, 7 years old, loves ESD, loves trash trucks. So it was very exciting for him to get that experience. Very cool. So again, we do that every year, and hopefully we'll continue to do so in the following years. It's such a good event, and again, encourage participation citywide. Even if folks aren't selected for Mayor of the Day, there is opportunities for runner-uppers. So it is my hope that we see more, at least from my communities. There was one of the runner-uppers was from District 4, I believe, but I would have liked to see more from District 9, District 8, some of the communities that I represent. So just wanted to highlight that as a feel-good event. And of course, this is already in the agenda, but as you know, we'll be talking about the illegal dumping signs. No illegal dumping, no, not encouraging illegal dumping on Streamview Drive. I did want to add, I'm not sure if I'll be able to stay the entire timeline, but I did want to make a note on that timeline. I checked in with the department on moving forward after we have the conversation in the planning group, what the timeline looks for installation. And they did tell me that once we get the recommendation, we'll be looking at 60 to 90 days. But of course, we can always try to work with them to make sure that it's expedited as soon as possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, I'm
So-
sorry. One more update. Really briefly, I'm trying to go off my list here, but I'm sure you're aware, and I've shared with some of you already, that there's been some feedback regarding the scrub seal treatment that has been going on some of the areas and residential neighborhoods. Transportation is taking that feedback and will be, if they already haven't done so, changing the work order so that they're able to go back and we verify that they'll be able to go back retroactively and fix, add an extra layer, which should mitigate those concerns. For those of you that haven't had that experience, the scrub seal is a type of treatment. It's meant to kind of extend the lifetime of a street. It was intended to be like a happy medium. In the meantime, right, for streets that weren't exactly in the worst condition, but just needed that extra boost. Unfortunately, we received not just in District 9, but across the city, feedback from the residents that were unhappy with the final results. So just wanted to make sure that that was mentioned, as I'm still getting inquiries about some of those streets.
Okay, thank you. So will they be redoing all the streets that they put that on?
Yeah, so
then?
they're
Okay.
gonna go back and add an extra, so it's an additional layer, which mitigates that extra, like the loose gravel and such.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Question, Alex?
Yeah, President for Roberto and Carol, that Torrance Parkway seems still to be lined with semi truck. And apparently a picture went by the other day and looks like it's now become a maintenance yard. That is mobile mechanics are coming by and fixing semis now along Torrance Parkway. So it seems like there needs to be some other kind of enforcement of this no parking rule on Torrance Parkway. And the second thing would be the sanitation department probably needs to come out because again, there are a lot of homeless encampments there, a lot of trash buildup and so on and so forth. So those are the two things, but particularly with Torrance Parkway, it seems just to be getting really out of control. And the semis are getting real comfortable, kind of making it their, you know, their new home. So hopefully either the mayor's office or Danilo Rivera's office can help with that problem.
Yeah, we have asked for the transportation department to explore the possibility of red curving that area to mitigate that parking or for semis to park along that. Like I said, that those processes typically take about 90 days. So I'll check in with transportation where we're at. That was again one of the options we were looking into. In addition to that, we'll continue to work with PD to make sure that there is enforcement for a number of different violations, whether it be like expired plates, any other violations that you're noticing. It is very helpful. I know we're talking about the long stretch, but it is helpful for us if you're able to snap some pictures, send us some reports so that we have that data and when we're advocating for different things. I know specifically on some of the homelessness concerns, those have been shared with the Department of Homelessness Strategies and Solutions. But again, it is helpful for us when we have those reports to look back on and any other pictures and such that you might have.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions for Lucero? All right, Mr. Williams, Bruce Williams, representing District 4, Councilmember Henry Foster III's office. Hi, Bruce.
Greetings all. Bruce Williams representing Councilmember Henry Foster III. Grateful to be with you tonight. I will be short. I am. First of all, I just want you to know, if you're interested in meeting with the council member, please contact Stephanie Sanchez in our office, 619-236-6644. We will begin having meetings with our constituents at the Live Well Center, which is located at Euclid and Market. You make an appointment. The appointments will be on Fridays from 1:30 to 4:30. 30 minutes is the time limit. So we hope that you will make those appointments. We're going to start. We had a little issue with the Live Well Center. We got to pay for IDs and all that kind of stuff to go into the county facility. So hopefully we'll, I was told today that we can let folks know that we'll be meeting by the end of the month. Also, we wanted to share some staff changes as well. You all know that Henry Foster was sworn in on the 8th of April. Daniel Horton is our Chief of Staff. Mr. Horton is coming back to San Diego. He was a San Diego State graduate, and he went on to law school where he practiced in Colorado, and he's coming back, and we're glad to have an attorney at the Chief of Staff position. And so we're excited about that. Tiffany Harrison, many of you know her, is our Policy Director. Stephanie Sanchez is our Scheduler. And we just hired last week Communications Coordinator, Miss Selena Ibera. And so we'll be able to get information out to y'all. It's been kind of slow, so we apologize for that, but it'll be coming. Also, as was mentioned before by my colleagues, the budget took place today. It's finalized, of course. We got 2 weeks before, see if the mayor wants to veto anything. But if not, Councilmember is very pleased with a lot of things that were wins we considered for the 4th District. A couple of them I'll share with you. Restoring the funding and providing $3.1 million to the Housing Commission for the flood impacted residents due to the January 22nd storm. We had a lot of folks that are still not in their homes as a result. So this funding will help those folks. Also, street light improvements, hardcore improvements in District 4. Many of our tennis courts, basketball courts, in our park and recreation facilities are just worn out. And so we needed to put some money toward that, and that's happening, as well as the MLK pool improvements. Couldn't walk out here alive if I didn't mention that there's been funding for the Oak Park Library. And so that funding is gonna happen. And so we're grateful for that, as well as the Willie Henderson Sports Complex. And over there at 47th and Hartley, for a long time, people have been walking back and forth across the street. And so we're gonna get some help beacons, which will help people to not cross the street. So those are some of the things that we're very pleased with, as well as you just want to also let everyone know that the council member was very pleased with the mayor, and he thanked the mayor, the budget chair, council president, Department of Finance, and the IBA in working out this $5.6 billion budget. We had a $172 million deficit, and so we were able to get over some hurdles. And so Councilmember wanted to say thank you to those folks as well for getting things like San Diego Access for All, funding for youth service librarians, library material donations, and after school programs. A lot of the funding that was recovered in the mayor's budget went to help people with who have needs. So we're pleased that that was able to happen. Eviction protection program, multidisciplinary outreach team, and housing instability prevention programs. So dealing with homelessness. So those are the things that I have. I know she's looking at me, so so if there are any questions, I'm happy to attempt to answer them.
Any questions for Bruce?
All right.
Thank you very much, Bruce. And last but certainly not least is Mr. Sam Gonzalez from State Assembly Member Dr. Akilah Weber's office. Hi, Sam.
Well, no, can't see from over there, by the way. My name is Sam Gonzalez, voted up for Assembly Weber. For those that don't know, the Assembly District 29 covers El Cajon, La Mesa, D4, parts of D8 and D9 of San Diego districts, and Spring Valley as well. I only have two major updates. So the first update, I have three. So the two. So the first one is our upcoming event, our annual event giveaway. I have a couple flyers on the table. It'll happen on July 20th from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. The event is free, open to the public. For residents of the 79th district, we do have an online registration form found on the website, which you can use to sign up, and that'll give you access to the event an hour before. Well, not before, but it'll give you an hour head start, as opposed to if you don't register. So that's just to ensure that the constituents are getting priority for the resources that we gather. But if you don't register, you can still show up, and around, I think, 4 p.m. we'll let you in as well. We're giving away 800 backpacks filled with goodies like notebooks, crayons, colored pencils, erasers. Any other suggestions? It might be delayed. We already ordered them, so that's next month. Any questions on that?
Yeah, Sam, can you send a digital file to me so that we can share it?
Absolutely. And the location is at Lincoln. Yeah, I read your mind. It got really hot actually last year. So we decided to make it earlier today, but there was some conflicts with the timing schedule. So we had to push back up to the afternoon. So it is a big event. The pacing is a bit slow, so we try to feed people through. So if you do want to go, just keep in mind that it'll be a lot of standing, walking around. It is inside the gym, so we're gonna try to keep the line like inside, so away from the sun if there's a sun that day. So just bring water and just keep the stand. Any other questions on that?
What time did you say?
3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. And don't forget to pre-register. That way you can go ahead and enter right away at 3 p.m. Otherwise, you have to wait till 4.
Okay. Thanks, Sam.
And then real quick, the second announcement, third one, this Saturday, we have a State of Black California event at Crawford High School from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Assembly, legislature, and other, I think it's other, other members of the Black Caucus, so other state senators will be coming to this event to give an update on, I guess, what's going on with Black life and other issues pertaining to the Black population in California. It is a last minute update for us, so the flyer, but I have more if you're interested in attending. Again, the location is at Crawford High School, and it's going to be a big event. There's going to be, I think, maybe the entire Black Caucus and other leaders in the event. We're expecting people to come in and navigate the event, so feel free to stop by, take a look at what's going on, and go to the Juneteenth booth at the Cooper County Foundation. That's where we'll be again. So we'll be splitting staff. Any questions on this?
The hours, right?
Sorry.
What are the hours?
9:30 a.m. to, 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Crawford High School.
This Saturday?
This Saturday, yes. Any other questions related to state or not state?
Any questions for Sam? Sam.
Not yet.
Sam, I am. Nope. Okay, great. Thank you very much, Sam. Yeah, and if you send me those files, we'll put it out on social media. Both of them. Thank you. Okay, we are moving on to our information and action items, and I believe this is why most people are here tonight. It's about the survey voting for the new Oak Park Library project. And Audrey, are you presenting? Monica. And Monica, would you mind introducing the other staff so everyone knows who's here? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for allowing us. The evening tonight is Bill Gibson, who's the senior engineer for the project.
Hey, Misty.
And basically, we're just here to remind everybody to vote. We brought some flyers with us and some. Misty also provided some additional flyers, have them in English, Spanish, and Vietnamese. Oh. There's still those here, so pretty much, please go ahead and cast your vote. Hopefully everybody in here has seen the proposals at the library. And there's also the same documentation on the website, so you can always take a look at the website. You have a 3D model, so you can kind of go into the different. So please take a look. Again, we're just here to remind everybody, please vote. So far, we've gotten pretty good responses, both electronic and hard copies. Get a good mix of
Monica, could you remind everyone how long the survey's open? Is it until the end of the month?
It's open until the 20th.
Okay. Yeah, which isn't that far away, folks, so.
Yeah, it's okay. We have still time for everybody.
Plenty of time. Okay, question?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Might be a stupid question, but what if you have questions about alcohol?
About the model.
Someone might have a question, like might be, why is a certain place located where it is? Or is there, I guess I'm asking, the opportunity to ask questions?
I
this
would
point?
say at this stage, because right now we're letting you evaluate the proposal. Once we have selected a winner, then question. Right now, it's just the overall, if you like the proposal.
I would suggest that you take a quick look at the exhibits that are at the library. And I think the architects have done a pretty good job of conveying their philosophy. Really at the stage of design and this project, it's I want to say pretty well developed as far as the 30%, but there's certainly more to be done. I think that if you read through the presentation boards, you'll get an understanding of their walking or their concepts. Certainly, we would develop based off of those philosophies after we get the selected.
I would also like to add that the models are very helpful at the library. Online, to look at the models, I think it's helpful. To look at both.
Oh, I like something physical and not moving forward. So, but I would agree with you. The variety of materials, the physical, 3D model, presentation boards, as well as the fly foods. And understand that these are two different firms. They, some of them represent their information differently. One provided a Revit model that was actually able to be loaded and you can go through it. Another did provide one was a fly through with the kind of a digital model. So I think it not only reflects variety in the concepts of the design, but also the amount of effort that they put into the project.
It's down to those two architects.
We did do a pre-selection, in which we shortlisted competitive firms. Understand the firms will likely not recover the expense. The losing firm will likely not recover the expense they can. So we want to make sure that it's a small pool. We would typically like 3, but quite frankly, for this project, only 2 were identified in the requested proposals. As being
Who are they? Do you know?
Barnhart Reese is one of the firms, and CW Driver is another firm. CW Driver is represented by RJA. Is that right? Paul. Oh, no, I've got that backwards. CW Driver is represented by Miller Hall, and RMT is the architectural firm for. And again, these are design build firms, so it's one of those situations where they join as a partnership, and they've committed to providing the facility for the building.
Good question, yeah.
Give the city family a compliment. You did a fabulous job. The display is absolutely wonderful, and not only that, it allows us to look at it numerically and determine what the French Oak Park had asked for. So I was very pleased with it, and you know.
It's been a long time ago. As much as I'd like to take credit for that, I'd like to also let Whitelaw provided the consulting services and developing the RFP. So as much as I'd like to take credit for a lot of that, but not really our consultant for doing a good job of it.
It's very well done. I encourage everyone to please go by the old Oak Park Library and take a look at it.
And please vote. We really want good representation. I think being next door to an elementary school, I think we've got some pretty good input there, but I'd like to make sure we have a good cross section of the community that may use or what may actually be a storefront for the community.
Yeah. One last comment at the library.
I make a little plug. Redwood Village used to be Darnell. You are part of our library. People who live in your community also represent Oak Park Library. Please tell your neighbors to go down and look at it. It's not just Oak Park. Everybody thinks it's just Oak Park. It's not. I've been in Redwood Village area for 60 years, and you were all a community for Oak Park. So please have them go and look. You're within the area to go and look.
Thank you. And it is open to all residents.
Yes.
In the city of San Diego. So we have any other questions or Alita?
I just want to thank staff for all that you have done, and Misty and Raul have really who's providing us with flyers. Our friends that are here tonight have done an incredible job of passing out flyers, walking the streets, handing out flyers to every single resident. Miss Brookie here, she passed out almost 200 flyers. Michael, 50. Heinzman, and so on and so forth. Everybody else has really twisted flyers. So I am very, very grateful and thankful for the friends that have participated for all these years, and our beautiful queen that is up there smiling right now. Right, Miss Stephanie? Hey, also, we make sure that we include Webster, because Webster also comes to our library. Their children from Webster School, Webster Community. We have people coming from even Lemon Grove coming to them. So we thank all our friends for contributing the time and your efforts in pushing to the library. Misty is always available. She always calls me back. I know better than. Between me and Patricia, I think that you didn't know. Thank you again, and please thank Rebel for us and all your staff, and Jennifer, she's great.
Thank you, Alita. How soon will you make a decision after the survey closes?
Survey closed on the 21st.
So maybe end of summer, we'll know which design.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
One more question, Lynn. There was a little girl that came to the first meeting, and she was very, very vocal. Does anybody know who she is? Because I want to make sure that she sees both designs.
No.
Alita,
Yes.
she was at the library with her mother.
Oh, wonderful.
She did see the design, and she saw some of her suggestions incorporated.
I hope she will.
All right.
By the way, whoever provided an email address at the forum in which we asked for community input, we did forward an email to with the flag.
They want to register.
Hey, John, you had a question?
Yeah, actually, I'm curious of what will happen with the
Driven by it's an acid there.
Yeah.
oh, so it's not staying with city on.
It is,
City.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it may be part of the fire station.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great place to sleep, that's.
Oh.
I suggest.
Okay.
Nobody has just approved that yet.
Any other questions regarding the survey? Because we need to move on. Excuse me. Any other questions? All right, thank you. Well, look forward to, I've already voted. I voted as soon as I got. Thank you. So I hope everyone else does too. It's very exciting.
I gotta figure out where it's gonna be built.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
We're on the property.
All right. Not great. And we'll wait just a minute, because I'm pretty sure they're not going to want to talk about a short-term loan.
We should have that. We should have that last. That's what they were thinking.
I figured almost everyone was going to leave, so just give them a minute. I have some money for the treasurer so that the treasurer can give a report. We can consider the bank account closed out. Yes.
Let us know how much you raised for the village green when we did all the pizza thingies.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for a check to come in from Corbett.
Oh.
We just tell everybody.
I bought a
Corporations,
pizza.
thank you. Yeah, I know everyone, a lot of people helped out and it was great. And we're just waiting for the final checks to come.
Oh, yeah.
We had a couple of private donations too, not, I mean, it's not a huge amount.
But every little bit helps.
Every little bit helps. We're just trying to make sure that our residents, know that people paid attention and help.
Women went up first.
Okay, well, thanks everyone for coming up to hear about the library survey.
I have an aside for a comment. Has anyone here ever been in a band? Have you ever been in a band who played clubs or anything?
No, but I'm familiar with them.
And the feeling is when you're playing after the band that everyone can. You go on the stage to an empty room that was full half an hour before.
Yeah.
I told him.
I know, right?
We planned it wrong. Should have had it the last thing on the item.
Captive audience.
Say it's closed and, I'll have to tell you my Jethro Tull and, average white man. The good news is.
Oh my God, that was so awesome, what you just said.
And I figured. Art doesn't give it a thing.
My
But I'm
Jethro
voting.
Tull and
I would have had a. Could join you.
Okay, I think we're back to normal and let's, about what
Yeah,
a
right.
normal attendance would be. So let's move on to our first action item, which is a letter that we'll be sending to the mayor's office and the city council requesting actions on short-term rentals. I want to thank Alex for drafting the letter.
Excellent.
Very, very
Yeah.
good letter. Very good. I saw your email very late because
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, once I start preparing for this meeting, I don't look at email.
Oh,
I don't
sure,
check my phone. So, but I would also say, I think I saw the comments about, but I think it's more important that we actually do it sort of as a group. Unless it's a grammatical error, but it's so that we all,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I just thought there are just some things that I thought could be tightened up and I thought maybe it'd be a little bit better to make it demonstrative rather than say like
Sure.
the city needs.
okay, so I did, let me see if I can share my, if I remember. Screen this up again.
And I just sort of wondered in the future, could we circulate the letter, like a letter like that in Word so that we can look at it and underline strikeout?
Sure.
Yeah, it was just a little bit difficult to have to edit it in PDF.
What? I do it all the time.
I don't like
Yeah,
it.
you can, but yeah, sure.
Because I ended up striking out words, but I just removed them, so.
Okay. So did everyone read the letter?
Yeah.
And, who had comments besides Bob?
My only suggestion is to either bold or highlight certain things that I feel need to stand out. Like, for example, in number 1, 8,000 housing units back on the market. Boom, bold it, underline it. So it kind of jumps out.
Relates to that, and it's like there were there links in there, like supported, and in mine, there were like blue letters and black letters.
No.
Oh, wow. Well, there were like 8,000 units. I thought it was a link
Is it
to
click-
That was the, I think you were looking
supporting.
at the
No, I
presentation.
wasn't in the
No,
situation.
I don't think they.
I think that was a presentation.
You might have been, yeah.
And you looked at the end of the presentation.
I
and
did
had all
send
the
Lynn a
links to
Word
what they-
document, so I don't know who.
I mean, do we have supporting
This is a Word document here.
for the support for these figures?
Oh, reference.
Yeah, so that they could be a link to a study or, where we get that 8,000, like, where does that come from?
It has to do with the permits given out.
Okay,
Yeah.
Short-term rental, so I don't think that's a disputed number, I think.
right.
No, you can go in and it's a downloadable file. Anyone can go in and download it. So that's public knowledge.
I saw Bob's edits, I think they're fine. I'm not sure what he struck out, but I read through it and it's fine. You could easily accept that.
Okay.
How many were there, please?
Yeah, I'd like to know. I don't have it.
How many changes did you make?
Mostly in the, like the first and second items, instead of the city needs to, I said repeal,
Yeah,
and then the next one I made address.
because they were
I just
stylistic
connect.
things.
Yeah, that's
Substantive
right.
change.
No, so, okay.
They have.
So you just kind of put the language a little stronger than
That
it
was
was.
mine, Blue.
Yeah.
Oh, so,
Yeah, that
okay,
was
so
mine.
what I was just like.
Yeah, mine,
These are
yeah,
your
those
ad-
were my
your ad.
edits,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
And no, clicking on them doesn't help.
No, I didn't insert links.
I thought they were links that would,
No,
give
no,
me
that's
the.
it, yeah. Yeah, so they're really all basically stylistic things.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with any of them.
Just a little stronger language than originally.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit here and there.
Yeah, and just differently phrased.
I think
mean,
that's a good idea.
Lynn had some edits too that I think were fine.
I like numbered lists.
In terms of bolding things, I don't know, how that would look.
Well, it's gonna be going out as an email too, so
Yeah.
we're not
Just
sending a
to
formal
kind of,
letter.
stand out and bring their eye to it, because I always assume the person reading it or people reading it are either gonna skim it or not finish it.
But
But
do you
that's
think,
just kind of where
do you
we,
think the mayor and the city council members don't know how many rentals we have?
right, that's true.
I can tell you that Shani Lola Rivera attended the Normal Heights Planning Committee, and listened to this lady the very first time she went to the planning committee, and he had, quite a bit of back and forth, conversation about it. So this is gonna be reviewed for our council person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was 6 months ago or so.
So is that, we're okay with just Bob's minor changes
Yeah,
then?
did you have some?
No,
Oh,
I did it
okay.
before I sent it to
Yours
Alex,
already did.
before
okay.
before it went
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
So, all right, do we want to, someone want to make a motion to approve the letter as is with Bob's changes?
So moved.
Okay, would you make the motion, please?
Just did.
No, she's asking if someone. would
I'm
like
asking
to.
someone to make the motion.
I will make a motion to approve the letter with Bob's recommendations.
I'll second.
Now
Too bad you lost.
Wasn't fast enough.
All right, the roll call vote, Bob,
Yes.
John,
Yeah.
Alex, Andy,
Yes.
Bettina,
Yes.
Danielle.
Yes.
Oh, Alita's gone. Jennifer, Kristen,
Yes.
Richard.
Yes.
All right, everyone's fine that I do sign all of our names when we send out letters. All right, just to make sure we're not the eastern area communities, because that seems sort of anonymous.
Yeah.
I think people should know who we are.
I signed her name only and she wasn't having anything.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be the only fall guy.
Oh, no, I want my name on this.
Okay.
Usual suspects.
Yeah,
I
good.
want it officially on the record.
Okay, I will probably send that out tomorrow and everyone will be CC'd on it. Okay. Thank you very much. So on to something that will actually be a little bit longer discussion, I think. And that is some no dumping signs at multiple locations on Streamview Drive. Sigh. I put together a few pictures for those who don't drive on Streamview. I had to include the boat. I'm sorry, you cannot leave the boat out of a dumping scene on Streamview Drive. That is classic. But, you know, and this is not a once in a while kind of thing. This is an ongoing daily thing. On this side, that truck, it's one of those beds that tilts up so you can just dump it. And what he did in the second picture is just dump like what, an apartment full of furniture out on there. Well, somebody all hired Richard. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
Richard's our spy.
The license plate number?
Yeah, and you know, and the last picture there, this is kind of stuff we see all day, every day on Streamview. Pause for just a minute. The election is over and Kristen and Jennifer are gonna count the ballots now. And we'll get the results in a few minutes. Okay. This is all day, every day, all day, every day.
I'll shoot, I can show pictures I took just driving here tonight.
I think there's. They clean it up and somebody else comes in.
Yeah.
Sit down.
So
Every
now
day.
I lost my picture. Hang on,
Every
sorry.
Well, they're indelled on my mind now. Is that the right word? Like, I'm not gonna forget that.
Oh, there it is.
I've caught people discussing it on social media. Hey, I got a mattress. I'm gonna take it over to Steering View Drive and dump it there.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what day they pick up on Street View? I've got a mattress.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see this, but Sarah Magonda from the mayor's office, we've been talking, some of us, Richard from Oak Park, Redwood Village, with the mayor's office and Roberto and Bruce about dumping signs. We've been asking for no dumping signs to be up on Stream View for some time now. And initially, I think the request went to city engineering as part of the Streamview Phase 2. City engineering is not involved in the sign business. But Lucero came back and has approval to put signs up. And so Bettina went out. These are the locations that we agreed on, starting from 54th coming in, that's 55th Street, Spa Street. Yeah, Michael Lynn, at the apartments in the middle, Glade, Hasty, and Boren. And the reason why is because there's a lot of cross streets here. So you get cross street, people coming in on the cross streets and just dumping in between. I mean, I did say earlier tonight, I thought, boy, 8 signs, that sounds like a lot. Because it's really going to be 16 signs because we want one going east and one facing west to catch their attention. But it's really not, because people, I think, who live on Stream View need to be able to point to the sign when they see people dumping and say, you can't do that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is there nothing at 54?
I was just gonna,
Well,
Yeah.
because, yeah, I mean, we could put one at 54th too.
I would think.
But most people don't dump at 54th. They do come into 55th.
yeah, they drive up, they kind of hide from.
Hide it.
Yeah.
Same
Fourth
thing with-
is busy.
Yeah.
Same thing with college. There's
Yeah.
nothing there either.
Yeah,
Right.
they're not, yeah. They'll get caught easier at doing it.
And so I think the other reason too, we want to have more signage instead of less, is because once they start construction in Phase 2, the construction people will be taking some of these signs down while they're doing construction. So we probably need to keep as many up as we can for the next several years. I mean, it's
I wonder that when construction starts, whether
Mhm.
the dumping might stop. No?
No.
You did it in this Phase 1.
Yeah. Oh, true, true.
Gotta make sure
Yeah.
they put the signs back up.
Construction's not gonna start for
another year.
10 years.
Yeah.
No, another year.
So do the signs,
You're pessimistic, John.
do they cite enforcement code or anything?
It'll have I believe it'll have the municipal code on it, and we're also asking it for all of them to be in 3 languages.
Oh.
Because we do know, like in the apartments, we
big
have a
sign.
lot of Vietnamese and Asian
Yeah.
families. A lot of, yeah. So the second part of this is like, the first part is to get the signage up, education, particularly the apartments in the middle, and then hopefully we will get code enforcement involved.
Mhm.
I was just gonna ask, is there a phone number to call when you see someone dumping, to call a
That's my
phone number?
question.
Bruce, would you know?
531-2000.
Oh, yeah, you'll be the switchboard.
Get it done.
There'd be a
Yeah.
monetary fine attached to the sign.
Yeah, I think we will put the fine number on it, and, you know, I won't say names, but I did hear that there was a Facebook page coming that had the Streamview Wall of Shame. Post pictures of offenders.
Hmm.
Wondering why.
Get it done. When you report illegal dumping, to get it done, they take care of it very quickly, within a day or two. Boom.
Well, sometimes they're already out there because this is a hot spot.
Mm,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, they're just there because it happens on a daily basis. Bruce?
Yeah, my question was, we used to have the sign. For all to be from the western side. Hardly ever got anything that close to. So
Yeah.
would signs necessarily be needed up there? I would think that we would concentrate maybe real signs on the eastern side, more on the west. And that's where we get most of our complaints is on those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna move it to the other side.
But
of the
that's the
sidewalk.
whole
Yeah.
thing, yeah. If there are
Yeah.
no signs.
They're
up,
gonna
you
move it to
can
the
find
other
a new
side.
spot to go.
Yeah. No, and I agree. I mean, most of it I see does stop at the apartments. And so there probably should be signs in the medians there because I think people from the apartments just come out and put it in the medians.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what your picture was.
Yeah.
Well,
I had suggested doing the eastern signs, eastern part for a couple of reasons. One, just to kind of start the visual for people that are coming from that direction. And also in it, kind of in anticipation of people perhaps not dumping as down down there and then moving up a little bit because you're right, that most of the dumping happens from the apartments, so the middle section down west. But it was kind of almost like a preventative thing in case. And also, I think we should start big because we don't know if the city's gonna approve that many signs. But if we ask for 20 and they give us 10, then we did okay. But if we ask for 10 and they give us 5, that's not enough.
We're gonna get our signs all.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of what my thinking was on that.
Sorry?
Are we limited to a certain number?
No,
You
no,
get as
but
much as you want.
Could we put, what you have already up there and then put 2 in each of those? The ones towards the west side.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I was even thinking 2 where the apartments are instead of just 1, actually kind of splitting that section and because that's where well, no. Yeah, that's where a lot of it is, but anyway.
Just a supplemental to the signs. If you're going down Cottage Grove Drive from the op yards all the way down to, I take that back, from the entrance to Joyous Lake, I requested 18 signs for no fishing. Okay, there are 24 signs. So you can get more
Yeah.
than whatever the city thinks you need. So they could have went with 18, I counted 24.
On the street,
There's 24 on Cottage Grove Drive.
no fishing on the street.
Well, it's not no fishing, it's, no parking, I'm sorry, no parking.
No fishing.
From that point down, no parking.
Looks like no fishing. I'm like, wow, that's really.
And we still don't have our red curb, Mr. Bruce.
Mhm.
Oh, we'll get it.
Yep, okay.
Do we
Just
think,
got there on
Anyway.
one night and paint it.
do we think we want to add a couple more than like in the apartment areas? That's what I.
Request high and get as many as you can.
The more the
I'm
better.
asking
Two
the,
more sets. Let's ask for 4. Let's ask for 20, nice round number.
Yeah.
okay,
I mean,
I'll make
there's-
a amendment
Or
to
least,
whatever.
I don't know.
no, yeah, the,
Each-
Ten.
have
there's
it
10.
on each side.
You know,
10
We're at
spots,
7.
9.
10 on each side.
we're at 7.
so
No, 10
10,
spots, 2 signs each.
yeah, 10 facing east and 10 facing west.
Uh-huh.
At the
Yeah.
locations plus additional in the apartment areas.
Yeah,
Two
put a couple
additional-
more in the.
Split the difference.
Density there.
I have a suggestion that if the city pushes back on a number of signs
Yeah,
and we have to cut the number of signs, I suggest the signs be put on the west side and the east side, and the apartments under state law, they are responsible for removal of the trash. A landlord is every 7 days. And that's something for whoever's enforcing it, whether it's code enforcement, whatever group in the city is enforcing that state law, they can work with the landlords on that.
Yes.
So if they push back and say, no, there's too many signs, then I think we should consider and Bruce, I'll let you know, find out who in the city actually enforces the California Health and Safety Code. They call it the state housing law.
It wouldn't,
Because the city has told the state and the county that they will handle it themselves. And I think like Escondido and some of the bigger cities like Chula Vista, they do it themselves. And the other smaller cities, they contract with the county.
It's the state housing law.
It's called state housing law under the California Health and Safety Code. I can send you the link if you like. But we had one of the, April's not here, but she ran across one of the manager of that big complex, a real big one.
Mhm.
And he was throwing stuff out in the right of way. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, oh, it's okay. We have a contract with the city.
Right. Oh, right.
And the responsible party is a landlord, not the property manager. And I've dealt with property managers before, and we always go straight to the owners of the property, always. So anyway, that's just my suggestion in case they push back on the numbers.
Yeah. Well, I want to give credit to Bruce and Roberto because the last cleanup we did on Streamview in April, we did have no dumping information on the back of the flyers.
Oh, yeah.
Distributed to
Yeah.
everyone on Streamview. So, I mean, it's education, signage, and hopefully we can get code enforcement we just need a few cases.
Yeah.
Shame page.
Yeah, and the shame page,
Yeah.
the shame page, I completely like that idea.
All
All right, so, someone make a motion, we're gonna have 20 signs and we'll have 4 in the middle in the apartments, so we'll change that.
three spots in the apartments. You only had one.
No, I had 1 on each end of the apartments.
Could you go back to your
Yep.
list, please? I was.
Okay,
Well, I only see a dot where it says Streamview at apartments, and then I see.
okay, so if
Michael
you see,
and-
there's 1 here and then 1 up here. So this one would be going, so I think we actually want to add 4 more in here.
Least.
Yeah,
2 spots.
yeah, so this
2
is,
west,
this
2
is
east.
16, so we probably want to add.
What about in the center of that because the distance between where the roundabout is and all the way down the spa or whatever that street, that's a long distance, so you may not even see.
But there's nowhere to cut in from there, John.
Talking A-frame.
No, we're gonna these are gonna be on poles, I believe.
Existing phones.
Well, I mean, the A-frames just grow legs and walk away, so.
Yeah, put them on existing phones.
Yeah.
And then they'll
So much.
not
ones
they'll
on
make their
poles,
own
but-
phones.
Yeah,
So. Did Michael Lynn or Glade where the apartments are? Because you said you had 2 spots at the apartments and I'm not.
no, I'm just sort of visually, because you can see like this section in here.
Right.
These are the apartments right in this area
Put
here.
2 right there. Put 2 in that same area.
So we're gonna put 3 total between Michael Lynn, Glade, instead of just 1. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
You got 10, you got 8 dots already.
Yeah, you got 8 dots now.
You got 8 dots now.
So you add 2 more red dots. In the very center where the curve
You could
is
put
towards
2
the
more
north.
between
curve
Right.
towards the north.
But
so
Between the
2 more going east and 2 more coming west, right in the middle of the
or
apartment.
between, 2 and 3.
Okay.
Yes. So it's still a total of 20.
So it'll be a total of 20 signs. Yeah.
10 spots, 20.
Yeah.
What about the second and third on the right?
Yeah.
You got a street going in.
Yeah, that doesn't have anything.
Where?
Do you have, do you have an intersection that doesn't have a sign?
No,
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
where?
Isn't that?
after the second dot, there's a little mini cul-de-sac probably.
Where?
I'll get up and show you.
Okay.
Second from the right.
You could use her mouse and do the.
Yeah, just show me.
Right here,
Yeah.
right? Did I get it right?
That's
Right there?
Well, how many houses are between the cul-de-sac and the red dot?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 houses.
Yeah, but then look at this distance.
Yeah, that's,
That's what I was thinking, that
Yeah.
distance.
But you have to look at where the cars come in from.
Yeah.
And I think at intersections, a lot of those are like side streets where they're coming in.
There's no median there. That's like a really narrow,
Yeah,
there's like
Oh, where they're
just
just dumping in the
concrete.
middle.
That's the thing is the, that's why it's so bad on the west is because there's that huge.
empty.
It's 60,
Yeah.
80 feet wide, maybe
Right.
wider
Yeah,
than that.
yeah.
yeah,
And it's, you know, it's just like the things in the middle of university. You know,
yeah.
and that's so long between those two that, you know, you drive right past that sign and you can't see down that other way and pull right in the center. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. But that area up there, there is no median dump on. So that's why you don't see stuff up there.
yeah.
You
Can
do.
I ask a
Just two
question?
lanes.
Yes.
Is there a law, like, or some kind of civil thing that says for a no parking zone on a street, how many signs have to be there? Like, what's the distance between signs? Shouldn't there be some statistic that
It's hard to
works,
say.
that's been established? That we're guessing where to put signs, but maybe there's some sort of scientific or tested.
Well, talk about bike lanes.
Yeah.
If you go from the op center down to 54th Street, there's no parking signs there.
Huh.
You go there now, I bet
Yeah,
you
well,
find
I
at
think
least 3 or
what
4
it's
cars
asking
parked in that red zone.
Is there traffic engineering?
But
But they don't
if
read the
there-
sign.
Yeah,
They're parked
what
like
the
a-
sign-
There might be some sort of ruling already or test that they've already done on what's effective for the distance between signage for something like this.
Not for dumping.
Oh,
I mean, I've talked to traffic engineering about speed signs.
uh-huh.
And they discouraged us from adding additional ones because so the message is diluted. When you have too much signage up, people just forget about
Oh.
it. This is so a little bit different here, I think, because we actually need visuals for the residents and for people driving through every day. It's like, no, you can't dump here. And you know, we really do need people on Stream View to be paying a little, you know,
There can
be a little bit more about it. Yeah.
Is the fine amount on the sign?
what I asked.
We'll ask to have the fine amount on the sign.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
it'll be in 3 languages. So we've covered, and again, part of doing flyers and doing regular cleanups, we've done 3 cleanups now on Stream View in the last year and a half.
What is the
But-
fine amount? Do you know?
Do you know, I think it's
Is it
1,000.
500?
I think it's
1,000?
1,000, but
Okay, good. I
Usually
mean,
like
the old days
400.
it was $50.
well, I mean, yeah.
on federal or 1,000
Is it
in
1,000?
our area, but people still.
That's.
I know
that's gonna
people still
jump,
do it.
So
Yeah,
really.
really, I know.
Yeah.
Yep, there's your
They're gonna
contract.
start dumping now. on
I have
the
a
freeway.
contract with the city,
Yeah,
$1,000. Bam.
So are you thinking greater density, so the area where the median is wide here in the middle? Maybe 2 more signs on each side?
Yeah,
and then
2 more because those are the
between
apartments.
The second and third dot, maybe 1 in a pair of signs there.
There's no intersections, Bob. We're
Yeah.
trying to flood the intersections with signs.
Yeah.
And again, you know, when they start doing phase 2 construction, some of these they will have to take down.
Yeah.
So we do want to keep as many up as we can during that process, I think.
We move those signs to another location?
Maybe.
Sure.
Yeah.
why
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 not?
not?
When they take them down, they won't throw them out, right? They will.
They might.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've done old
It's
park
just-
signs. They
yeah.
dump those out.
Okay,
Someone may steal them.
so
They did construction, but they never put it back up. It's over by the creek,
Hmm.
up in Yukon.
okay.
That was a
So
long time ago.
do we want someone to make a motion? And we'll move on.
Make a motion.
Okay,
I make a motion that we request 20 no illegal dumping signs.
Second.
let's
Keep
let
these
Jennifer
lists back.
do
You
it.
have yours.
Come on, let's let Jennifer second.
It should be your last motion. I should give it to you.
All right. Motion is by Bettina for 20 signs at locations that we've determined here. We'll add 2 more to each site in the apartment areas for education. Okay, roll call vote. Bob?
Yes.
John?
Yes.
Alex? Andy?
Yes.
Bettina?
Yes.
Danielle?
Yes.
Alita? Oh, at least. Alita's gone. Jennifer?
Yeah.
Kristen?
Yes.
Richard?
Yes, and I just have one question, we have a discussion. Do we need to put in the letter, the municipal code, the fines? Do we need to put that language in the letter, or can we just assume the city's gonna do that on their own?
No, I'll look it up and make sure that it's stipulated
You should
in
make
the
a
letter
sign.
that we send.
Okay,
That,
Should make a sign.
yeah.
okay.
Well, we'll stipulate, this is the code that we want to be used. We want the fine amount as well as in 3 languages.
Yeah.
Okay. I can imagine these signs are going to be about 48 by 72.
Yeah, we don't want it to get too complicated.
All right, motion passes unanimously.
By the way, okay.
And so we are on to election results. Kristen and Jennifer.
So that's official.
Drum roll, please.
Exciting news. Congratulations. We have 17 votes. 17 votes. And we have some winners.
Do we have any losers?
Congratulations, Alex Zukas. Rolando, we have Bob Scott. Rolando, Emily Perez. Rolando Park, Sonia Lane. Oak Park, Andy Hulskamp. And Webster, we have Jen Eastman.
Right.
Do they give speeches?
No, they'll get an email about the mandatory training.
Wah, wah.
Congratulations, everyone. You'll take your seat at the table next month.
We gotta take the cow.
Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger table.
Yeah, we'll need one more table in here, I think. Treasurer's report, John. I have $75 for you to close this out so that we can just move on.
That's mine.
And works for me. And the money is going to be donated to Team Challenge. Okay, so hereafter, because we will not have a bank
We don't need a
account,
treasurer.
and the city operates only on a reimbursement basis. So the real function of the treasurer then will be to handle all the paperwork for anyone who actually needs to be reimbursed. Yeah.
Do we have, I mean, there's not much in the way of expenditures, right?
Not this year. At some point, we will have to pay for our own website. We have to pay our own domain registration. And, something will have to happen. Hopefully someone else has a Zoom account when I have to leave. Because, if you want to do hybrid meetings, someone needs a Zoom account.
You guys need insurance?
No.
We're indemnified after you take the account.
Yep. Is that satisfactory, Mr. Treasurer? Yeah.
Yeah, you could,
Well, I mean,
I could voice my misgivings, but.
Yeah, well, wait till you see the reimbursement forms that have to be,
Yeah.
you'll be sorry.
So, Madam Chair, when
Yeah.
are the board elections? Are they next month?
We had board elections in April.
Officer election.
Oh, we had officer elections. Yeah,
Okay. So you had officer elections before you added new people to the board.
that's right. Well, I mean,
We're gonna do March and then April like usual next year,
yes,
correct?
after this, we are back
We kind of
on,
flip-flopped it this year.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, otherwise someone would have been an officer for what, 15, 18 months?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, got it. Normal.
yep. Laura's not here. We still don't have the April minutes, but we do have the May minutes from Jennifer. Thank you, Jennifer. Massive amounts of wine. Has everyone reviewed them?
Yes.
Any Changes?
Minor,
Additions? Okay,
I have a couple minor
okay.
suggestions. Page 1. Communication from the public on non-agenda.
Mhm.
Danielle Lehman spoke on Parks and Rec. I would capitalize Parks and Rec.
Did I do that under non-agenda
Yes,
or did in my own report? Okay.
yeah, that was because we had that comment from Laura who wanted to add something to the agenda about that meeting.
And on page 2, city, county, and state representative reports, all the way down with Coffee with a Cop. That was at Gem Coffee.
Oh, Jim.
G, capital G, capital E, capital M. Yeah.
No, it's Jim. Yeah, I know,
Jim.
I know where it is now that you said that. It's in Peralta.
And then, one more, under
It's on
information
Euclid,
and action.
right by the intersection of Elkhorn Boulevard and Euclid, and I drive by it a lot, so I never.
Wait,
Num-
Elkhorn Boulevard, we're talking about a different place. It's on 47th and Federal.
Oh, yeah, you're on the other end of the neighborhood.
That's Joe, that's John. Joe and
Okay,
That also
had
Coffee with a Cop.
they also had coffee with.
okay. Bettina?
One more, please. Information and action items on page 2, number 2, the QR code. So said, the statement maybe put a star on a map where you live or write a 1 word on a sticky note. I think Lynn was only describing what Rolando Village was doing, but what she suggested was to have paper surveys for Eastern area rather than the QR code and online survey.
Let's just say low checks,
Low tech,
low tech.
yeah,
Yeah,
or no tech.
yeah.
Those are my suggestions, thank you.
Okay,
That was for the street fair thing, right?
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other changes? Okay, motion to approve with changes?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the May minutes
Second.
as a.
Well, you're getting them in tonight. Andy and Jennifer.
Oh, you second
Jennifer, all right.
it? I thought you seconded the.
Roll call vote, Bob?
I was absent.
Oh, absent, that's right.
Yeah.
John,
Yes.
Alex,
Yes.
Andy,
Yes.
Bettina,
Yes.
Danielle,
Yes.
Jennifer,
Yeah.
Kristen,
Yes.
Richard,
Yes.
right. And it's adopted with changes. Community updates. Does anyone have any updates, community updates?
Yeah, I just have one.
Oh, it's Alex first.
ahead.
Yeah, he's-
Yeah.
Yeah, so, we're gonna, the council meeting on the 22nd of June. And we're going to have a couple of people from a group called Our Neighborhood Voices, a California-wide organization that's trying to get a constitutional amendment passed that will return to residents and local officials the right to determine land use, zoning, and development. So overturning SB 10, SB 9, all those other laws that came through that basically had Sacramento dictating what zoning would look like. And the person coming is Anita Anander. She's the ex-mayor of Los Altos. And probably coming with her is Lisa Hebner, who's the mayor of Solana Beach. And they're gonna come and give a presentation at our community meeting about this initiative. So you're all invited to attend. I'll try to send out a reminder to the El Cerrito community email list if we're on it, and you'll get that invite too. So that's kind of a fairly big deal. They actually reached out to us, having seen, in fact, the presentation that was done, which we just wrote that letter. They saw that we have it on our website. We posted a bunch of stuff. And looked at it and said, we want to come talk to your group. So anyway, so that's actually going to be pretty.
Could you repeat the date again, please, Alex?
The 22nd. So
That's a Saturday. June 22nd is a Saturday.
Is it a Saturday?
Yeah, because
I thought,
some
wait,
of us
that's
know.
not their regular.
Yeah, they do. They went to regular third Thursday of the month.
Okay. It's probably the-
Oh, no, June 20th. You're right.
June 20th.
Yeah, the 20th.
Okay.
Wow, you're having a community meeting on a Saturday.
If you want to send that, we can post it on the our planning group website now as an
Yes,
event.
please.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, thank you. Any other community updates?
Yes, I
Oh,
just
Bob.
have something quick. Next Tuesday is the Rolando Community Council, meeting and at the UAW Hall off of Seminole. And it's the annual ice cream social and, elections for,
Okay.
board members.
Okay,
Okay?
yep, thanks. We had our ice cream social last. Did you enjoy it, John?
I didn't get anything.
I saw someone leave with 3. You didn't get any?
Ice cream at my.
No, I
Kristen.
got some. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I wasn't there.
Yeah. It was a good social. We had, I think, about 70 people.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing, yeah. Well, because we're working closely with our elementary school, they put it out on the dojo, the internet thing, and so we had lots of families show up. It was great.
The ice cream.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And Josh Cummings was there. He stayed for the entire social. So it was very nice. Kristen,
I just wanted to say thank you to the people that came out on June 5th to support Webster and gave background information on protecting Choice Creek and the Choice Creek watershed and encouraging the city to find another location for the fire department that's planned to go there. So thank you.
Yeah.
It was a really nice turnout.
and I want to give props to you and to Jan for an incredible job. That was an amazing press event to come to. Clayton, Shooty, and I looked at each other and I went, whoa, that was pretty great. Very, very
My
good.
favorite was the lady who spoke about the birds.
Yes,
Yeah.
from the
Audubon.
Audubon.
She was- I think
Society.
She was the best, but the Sierra Club did a good job too.
Yep.
So
It was
Audubon,
excellent.
you got those 2 big punches, kind of thing. It's awesome. Good
Okay.
job, everybody.
University Avenue tree canopy. I don't,
How many trees are you asking for if you can't get 160?
whatever
As
we
many
can
as
get.
Can get.
So you're gonna ask for 100 and see what happens?
They said they've identified some areas.
What, 3?
Well, I mean, really the worst is from College to Aragon. They
Yeah.
only want to put 1 tree in. I'm not kidding. They want 1 tree.
One tree.
1 tree.
We both spoke today.
I heard you.
Okay.
Both did a good job.
So we'll see. I guess,
I mean, Roberta said, yeah, try to come and speak one more time on it. We did, but I don't, they had something like 300,000 extra dollars that was left over. I was tempted to say, well, why don't you take some of that 300,000 extra dollars?
Give us 100 trees.
Romantic tree.
Yeah.
well, the trees are not the problem. The actual problem is designing in curbs and medians now to contain the trees.
And
Because
irrigation.
groundwork said they will supply the trees, install the trees, maintain the trees, if the city will just let us have a tree canopy.
Who's gonna water them?
Groundwork has said they will maintain the trees.
So why is the city saying we can't afford 160?
It has to do with curbs and medians is a problem.
And
So-
they've only found 1 spot between College and Aragon.
Yeah.
You're gonna
it-
believe them, yeah.
No, I know. I mean, I'm sarcasm
Yeah,
intended.
They're
exactly.
gonna leave those big medians in the center just unpaved the way they are right now. There's not gonna be any change.
So is there somebody that knows trees that can go out and actually pick 100 spots instead of just 1 spot?
We did.
We already
We've
did.
already
So
mapped
how
it
many
all out.
spots did you identify?
160.
Yeah, we made a plan that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so I don't understand why the city says they have no money for trees and water. Or that you've got 160 spots.
The curbs.
It's the curbs, I think.
You just said you had 160 spots that would be available.
They would have to cut
There need
holes
to be
in the
improvement.
asphalt.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, we gotta cut holes in asphalt, then we gotta build curbs. And we have to put sprinklers in, then we have to put, raise the area around it, it's like, oh, this is extra infrastructure.
Okay, and did they give you a dollar amount for all that extra
I
infrastructure?
don't know. I didn't
No.
No, we
get
estimated it was $500,000.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay,
It's a minimal amount. The problem is the sand dig design is already approved.
yeah, I understand. all
And
that.
it's supposed to be starting at the end of this year. It's going out to bid this month, at the end of this month. So
Is this a
my,
change order that Groundsworks gonna be doing the trees and the watering? Is it like a change order to Sandax thing?
we asked for a change
You
order.
did ask, okay.
Yeah,
So could they afford 80 spots if it's if it has a 500,000?
Yeah.
Go for 80.
Take whatever we
It-
can
they
get.
would-
But stick
yeah.
to a number. Don't
Yeah.
just say whatever fits.
Yeah.
You'll end up with 5 or.
One.
one.
Better.
Well,
That's
I'll know a
epic.
little bit more. The Troyes Creek Coalition will get an update Thursday.
This Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I know that Groundwork has met with Sandag. They've been in touch with Chris Carteret.
Oh, yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the guy that ghosted us when he
Right.
when we asked for
So
trees. But yeah,
minimum 80, maybe 100,
yeah,
take 160 if they can come up with.
whatever we can
No.
get is an improvement
Sure.
over one tree.
Exactly, okay. Good to know
Amazing
that's
how
coming Thursday.
Lamesa just, they passed that. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Danielle,
Yes.
Parks and Recreation.
So today, at City Council at 10 o'clock, we were down there, the reappointed, members of the Park and Rec Board, which are 5, and then the brand new members, I met 3 of them out of the 4. So the Park and Rec Board has, now a full contingent of 9 again, so all of us who were there did our oath of office, so I get my 2 years now. I had to be, reined in for the first year, so I made sure I got reappointed. The council person used the adjective zealous, and I hope that was in a good context when he talked. Thank you. So, you know me, that I think zealous is a good thing. Anyway. So at Choyas, just last Saturday, Family Day at the lake was, quite successful. I was there from like 2 to 3 or so. Andy Field was there and enjoyed some fishing with one of his children and the, live snakes that were on display. Then the Juneteenth is coming up, at Glorious Mesa, just, the little, smaller area to the, southwest of the lake. On June 22nd, and that's an all-day affair. Hopefully, Lynn, have you shared the Juneteenth flyer with Eastern
Not
area?
yet. I'll
Okay,
be
that would
sending
be
that this
wonderful if
week.
you
Yeah.
could. Just, so everybody knows, in my first year, my goal was to get City Heights, community rec group up and running, which they have been the last, 4 or 5 months. My next, rec group I'd like to visit is Azalea, try and get Dennis V. Allen help. They're trying to form a community rec group, a CRG, because they want to add a, rec center into their very large, grassy park that they have, down there in Mount Hope. And then, Adams is the next one on my list after that, which is actually my old neighborhood that I grew up in. But, I do want to, attend all of the CRGs that I can in District 9. So if I'm missing any, please let me know. And I will hopefully attend, Mid-City Community Plan updates. We did, as a Park and Rec Board at the last meeting, vote to not approve, both of the community plans that were in front of us. One was from, University City. Planning Department did not go to any of the CRGs in University City for all the years they were engaging, with, updating their community plan. And, that was caught by our, chair of the board. She recognized that and said, no, I'm making a motion to not approve this plan because you did not go to any of the CRGs. My motion was for the Hillcrest Focus Plan. They gave us data on the whole of Uptown Parks, and they did not give us data just on the Hillcrest Focus Plan. So I just blurted out and said, how do you expect us to make an informed decision when you don't give us the correct data? And so I made, a motion to not approve it because they didn't give us the correct data. But when it came to Planning Commission just wanted to know how many people they were adding, density wise, and what kind of road diets that they were doing in both communities. They didn't talk about parks at all, which is very disappointing. So I need to know who in the mayor's office talked to about whipping that Planning Commission into shape, because, there's only 7 people on that board out of 9 council districts, and 2 sets of people represent the same council district. So only 5 council districts are represented, and 4 council districts are not represented on the Planning Commission, which to me is a travesty. So, that's just my personal opinion. It's not the opinion of the Park and Rec Board. But that's what I said, watch out. So I will let, my, personal biases about the planning commission known and see if there's anything the Park and Rec can do to educate those people about the parks master plan, how important it is to the whole city. Off my soapbox. And this is my last meeting, so you can do whatever you want after that. I will come in and do reports when needed. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, Danielle. How many people attended the online planning group training on May 29th? Bob,
Very nice.
Richard, Alex. Okay. Just to be clear, we all have to do it once a year. You're off the hook now, Jennifer.
Me too.
Yeah, and you too. So if you didn't do it, and the reason I asked is because the chair has to maintain the records now. So when you do it online, and you can take it online now, you send your results or your summary to SD Planning and include CC, EACPC, my email address, so that I have a copy. Because by the end of the summer, I'll be coming back around to make sure, see who hasn't taken it. Yes, I know you just took it.
Yeah, do I need to do it again?
Yes,
Okay, that's fine.
but you can take it later this year.
Okay.
And I'll send some information to new board members. There's a link. You have 60 days to take the training. It's online. It takes about 2 hours. There's a little quizzy thing at the end. Not terribly hard.
Yeah.
For the board members who are not just elected,
Yes,
is there a time window that they need?
within a calendar year.
Okay, so every year. So if Bettina just took her, she has a whole.
Yeah, she
11
could go.
months
Yeah.
For,
True.
okay, and then the people who haven't recently done it have to check to see when they did it
Yeah,
last. so
we have
that-
a couple of people, and I don't have their records. That's why I asked
Mhm.
who's, so is Richard, Bob, and Alex.
So is it up to the chairperson to remind you, oh, your 11th month is coming, you better. do
Yes,
your-"
or I might have to kick you off the board. I don't know. Might make you do minutes for the rest of the year. I don't know.
Detention.
Okay, just two other last things. I did get from the planning department today an Excel file for infrastructure priorities for planning groups to decide. It looks, it gets input the same way it did last time, but they do actually want our input by planning groups. So, and they want it earlier this year. They want it by mid-August. So I'll be sending out the spreadsheet. We should all look at it for our communities. Look at the CIP list that we did at the end of the year. There's a few more questions we need to answer for each one. And I'll probably get some kind of survey up very quick on our website and a link to it. So every community, you can send it out to your mailing lists. If you're meeting this summer, ask people to complete the survey. And it has to go in mid-August. So we have our July meeting and our August meeting to talk about this. This will be an agenda item to talk about and get it, so we get it submitted on time this year. Okay. And last, I hope our new people appreciate this. I decided that we would wait until you're on the board next month to define our hybrid meetings. The policy changed. As a result, they're letting us have hybrid meetings, and you don't have to divulge your name and location. Which means we can sort of continue as we are. We can do more online meetings if we want to. But we'll talk about it at the next meeting. I sort of think we should keep things pretty much the way they are now, because clearly there's a lot of value in having in-person meetings like this when we can have 30, 40 people show up for certain things. But we want to accommodate people who can't be here for every meeting. And right now, the way it works, if you are online, you can't vote. Right. So we did actually have one good night when we didn't have a quorum because everyone was online. So,
But now you're allowed to vote if you're
Yes.
online, because you're allowed to have just
Exactly.
Zoom meetings if you know,
Yeah,
total Zoom
and-
meetings if you
and
want to do. the
there
full-
was some discussion at the CPC meeting about that. Almost no one wanted to do totally Zoom meetings. In fact, some people don't want to do any kind of a hybrid meeting at all. But we'll talk about it. It'll be, we'll decide on it next month, and something that works for everybody. Okay. And I just wanted to close out with a couple of acknowledgements. First, I want to thank Kristen and Jennifer for being the election committee. It's very hard to get people to volunteer to do this, so thank you very much. And I will say this was an interesting round this time, very challenging. So thank you again. And I want to thank the three people who are leaving. And the first is Daryl, who unfortunately is not here again. As we know, Daryl has had a lot of health issues this last year. He is, however, termed out. He's always provided some very colorful commentary about downtown, which I appreciate sometimes.
Yeah.
But he's a character, and so we wish him well. And I want to thank Jennifer. And the only reason Jennifer has to leave is because of the planning group reform that doesn't allow two people with the same tax bracket to or tax code. You can't live in the same house, basically. If you guys are just divorced, you know, you could come back, but
You have to move.
so I do think, I'm sorry that we're losing you. I really am. Lorna left last year for the same reason.
In the audience and give her 2 cents.
Yeah, you can always come and hassle someone here named John, I guess.
Yeah.
And so, and last, I want to thank Danielle, because Danielle's been on this board for a really long time. And I met Danielle long before I even joined the planning group at a rec meeting when there was a first discussion about a joint use park for Orlando Park. And a few years later, I came to a planning group meeting and I thought, God, I know her from somewhere. And it was Danielle, and she's always been serving on a lot of community groups, particularly anything to do with parks and rec. And so we'll miss her.
Yeah,
Miss having you
I'm
around.
going to do my best to represent just for parks now,
Okay.
not for planning in general,
I,
but just for parks.
Yep.
We're negotiating our new SUP for our Little League that's been like 15 years overdue in the making. So the city is doing their best to come up with all the SUPs, which is a special use permit. So I'm doing that, and then the group I represent in Balboa Park, we're going to be doing that one at the end of the summer. So I get a double whammy this summer, 2 SUPs. So that'll be fun. But just going down and meeting with people and staff at Park and Rec, I think the word zealous, I gotta watch it, because if there is somebody that did not get reappointed to the Park and Rec board because I think he was a little overzealous. He crossed the line and rubbed people the wrong way. So I gotta do that balancing act of, not falling on the fence one way or the other. But if I'm not doing my job at Park and Rec, just let me know, okay?
oh, yeah, you'll hear.
Okay.
Presenting.
The International Cottages.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah, Tim and I know each other from there, so I can.
Do you, when you do your thing for the Little Leagues, you've approached the Petco Park?
We did have a Padres Park put in the early 2000s when John Moores was still.
I'm sure I was there. I was on the
Yeah.
pod squad for 12 years.
Oh, cool. We just had the swinging bar come out to our opening day just this year for the first time in a long time.
Yeah,
So,
but
yeah,
they were we did a lot of parks.
yes.
There was.
We were lucky number 13 in the list of 20. I think John Moores wanted to do 20. I don't remember exactly, but we were lucky number 13 right after North Park got theirs. We got ours here at Choice.
I was just wondering if you could continue that relationship and work with them again to stimulate
Yeah,
it.
I think we got some money from the Padres too this year.
Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, we're doing okay. COVID just wiped a lot of
Yeah.
sports out, and so it's slowly creeping back. But most little leagues are at half of what they used to be before COVID. So yeah, so I'm not ready to leave there yet. That's
I know we'll be well represented for District 9
okay.
on the city
well, yeah.
Park and Rec. I want a discussion about joint use
Hopefully
parks for
none
the
of the city
mid-city.
staff was online when I
Oh,
said
they're
something
long
about.
gone. They're long gone, thank you. Motion to adjourn, and it's not 9 o'clock yet.
Yay.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Meeting adjourned.
Okay,
You know what?
Oh, now it's.